Alright, thank you very much. Hello everybody, it's your good friend Pozzible here, and I'm stepping in real fast to give you a quick movie review of the movie Robocop, which came out last week. Basically, let's do this really fast. I liked it. I thought it was a really good movie. It was mesmerized me, it held my attention, and I found it very exciting. When you think of Robocop, and especially this reboot, you're supposed to think of this. You know, it's about the action, it's about him fighting crime, and it is. They do a good job of that. But I was really surprised because they did a really good job of talking about his family life, about him struggling with his identity, because now he's a machine and he can't have the relationship with his wife that he used to have with her, if you know what I mean. It was a real touching point there, so they did a good job developing that. There's also a development of him and his doctor working on him becoming more human and everything. Good kudos for those areas of development. Bad parts, and these are parts I'm not going to show because I don't want to ruin the movie for you, but I really felt the bad guys got the fuzzy end of the popsicle end here. They didn't do a good job with the villains. One villain was too obvious but weak. The other villain was too forced yet obvious, and I don't know, I guess they played with us, trying to hide it from us for a while. And this other villain was spot on. One of the guys got it right. Everyone else who was a bad guy got it wrong. And when you see the movie, you'll know what I mean. That said, there's one other problem I had with this movie, and that was Detroit itself. This is where you really want to be on par with the movie. You don't want to have a movie that doesn't show the crime. I mean, last one, Detroit was a hellhole. In the first Robocop, Detroit was destroyed, and it was total anarchy. The cops were overwhelmed, and it was out of control. They didn't show it that well in this one. Detroit was just another city. You know? I mean, they really didn't show us really needing a Robocop. Last time, they needed a Robocop. They really had to have something like this. But in this one, it didn't seem as important. It didn't seem as necessary. You know, I'll give you one tidbit about the bad guys. This one guy was an arms dealer. That's it. He sold guns. But it was no big deal. I mean, it wasn't like he was going to take over the city with them. It's not like he was going to destroy our government, even though that might have been a good thing, especially nowadays. But that's not the point. The point is, that's all he did. And so it wasn't a scary thing. It wasn't a sense of urgency. In the first Robocop, the villain was so badass you swear to God they were ready to devour the city at any second. The city was about to explode and all the evil people were going to go loose and all the good people were finally going to die. You know, they didn't give you this sense here, and that's where the movie lacks. But that said, it's not a bad movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I give it a see it. It may have lacked the blood, it may have lacked the grit of the last movie, but it still was a memorable, enjoyable show. So take it for what you will, and I hope you see it. That's it for me for right now, guys. We'll see you at the theaters.